Today's a good day. The best map in Farming Simulator 19 just got a whole lot better. Hello everybody, it's the Farm Sim Guy here, hope you're all well. We have got a treat for you today. Last night, JS Mapping released the big update for Flint Hills, and there's some really interesting stuff in here. Now what I'm not going to do here is do a full map tour again, because we have already got that on the channel. So if you want to see the full map tour, I'll put the link up above the video here, and you can go and check that out at your leisure. But what we will do today is have a look at some of the updates, some of the changes, and just a general review of the updates. So just a recap from their site, we now have a built-in Seasons Geo. They do not need a Geo mod installing as well, which is great. We've got the Global Company's grain dryer in the northern farm, which I'm a big fan of, and custom buildings on the North Farm by Trailer Park Farms. Multi-terrain angle stays, obviously 32 different multi-terrain angles, which is great when you're turning your vehicles in the field. You don't get jagged edges. The Anhydrous Ammonia stays, which is a great add-on to this map. They've tweaked the terrainDetailHeight for seasons, straw harvest, and MaizePlus, and they have added a ton of custom season textures, as well as a few new gameplay elements. And they've put in brackets here, strong PCs suggested. So I'm not sure what those are, but we'll find out. And they've done a big shout out to a whole group of modders who've helped contribute to make this map happen. So All American Modding and Mapping, Trailer Park Farms, Farm Simulator Mods by Stevie, Iconic Upgrades, Random Sparks, Serious Mods, Dinez Farms, Oxygen David, Farming Agency, The Alien Pool, No Creek Farms, and NEFG Modding. So thank you to all of those guys and to JS Mapping for giving us this absolute brilliant map. So personally, one of the first things I've noticed since I've come back to this map and loaded the new version in is how smooth it is now. I struggled a little bit with frame rates, I'll be absolutely brutally honest, in the first version of this map. It was a little bit jaggy sometimes when a lot of things were going on. Now it is uber smooth, I have to say. I don't know what they've done in the background to lighten some of this code, but I really noticed the difference. One of the big things I noticed the moment I turned this on was how smooth it was compared to the first version of the map. So great work there, guys. Some lovely custom textures in here as well. We're going to have a look at those on Field 5 in a minute, but you'll also see here with seasons we've got lots of nice tweaks to things like the shrubbery around the edges of the map. A bit more colour, a bit more interest there. But first and foremost, let's jump in and have a look at what we've got available to us now in terms of new crops. Obviously Maize Plus Ready now, so as well as your standard crops, now we've got, in addition to dry corn, which is an add-on which is in the first map, we have alfalfa, fermented alfalfa, alfalfa hay, clover, clover hay, fermented clover, corn stalks, carrot, straw pellets, hay pellets, fresh maize, silage maize, grass silage, silage grass, CCM, raw CCM, corn flour, silage clover, and silage alfalfa. So tons and tons of different things to play with there, which is brilliant. In terms of some of the new custom textures as well, let's have a look at corn to start with. Let's have a look at the different growth stages of that. So stage 1, obviously stage 0 is just a sowed field, so we won't show you that. But here's stage 1. Lovely green colour. Looks very maize-like actually. I think that's a lovely update. Growth stage 2, very similar to stage 1, but obviously a little bit taller. Growth stage 4, and this is where you see a real difference. This is fantastic. Look at the grass underneath, and the stalks. That feels like really realistic. I really like this one. Growth stage 5, still growing in terms of its growth, but obviously it's started to yellow and mature, getting ready to be harvested. But again, really nicely done. Growth stage 6, identical to growth stage 5. There's no visual difference there, but obviously part of the growth process. Growth stage 7, again, looks the same as growth stages 5 and 6, but the big difference here is it is ready to harvest. So you will need to come and check. There is no visual difference between those 3 stages to be able to tell when your corn is ready to harvest, so you're going to have to go over and check it yourself. And finally, when it all goes horribly wrong and you don't have time to get your crops off the ground because the weather's so bad, this is the withered texture, and I have to say this one is really, really nice. Obviously it's not nice in terms of if it happens to you on your farm, because that's a lot of money you've lost, but in terms of visually, it looks superb. So there's your new maize textures, very, very nice indeed, love those. Let's take a look at soybeans now. So there we are, stage 1 of soybean growth. Lovely green small plants, that's very nice. Growth stage 3, we're starting to see the flowers appearing there. Again, there's a depth to this, which makes it look really good. Growth state 4, the white flowers have gone and it's got a little bit taller. But again, a really nice texture that. I'm really impressed with these soybean textures. And growth stage 5 started to dry out now. And the colour's gone from it. That doesn't look a million miles away from the in-game version, but I think a little bit more lush, a little bit more depth to it. Growth stage 6, same as growth stage 5, very similar to corn, no difference visually, but it's still growing. Growth stage 7, as growth stages 5 and 6, looks identical, but it is now ready to harvest in the field info box at the bottom there. So again, you're going to have to check this stuff. You can't assume that it's ready just visually looking at it. And finally, withered, it's lost any of its colour, and it's done. So again, another nice texture there. And for those of you who've not used MaizePlus before, and I have to say, I'm one of those people, some of the other new crops and what they look like. This is oilseed radish, only 2 growth states, which is initially planted and then this stage. And then you've got alfalfa, which has 4 growth stages. This is stage 2, stage 3, and finally stage 4, which is slightly taller with a few more plants on it, but that is again ready to harvest. Clover, and I really love this texture actually. This is clover, stage 2. Clover stage 3, got a few flowers appearing there. Clover stage 4, more flowers added. And that is your final growth state as well, ready to harvest. Now onto carrots. Now these look great in the field, I think. Here's stage 2, again, with all of these, stage 1 is just a planted state, so you can't see any of the crop. But here's stage 2, stage 3, they're starting to fill out a little bit. Stage 4, again, thickening up a lot, and I love the way they're blowing in the wind. Stage 5, you're starting to see the tops of the carrots showing through there, still in a growth state though. Then stage 6, again identical to stage 5, and stage 7 is complete, ready to remove the tops, and your final state there, withered and starting to die, ready to plough under again. And now just a few visual changes. You will see here we have got trains now. So when you're delivering your crops to the sell points, the silos, either here at the ethanol plant or down at the other place, we have a train. You can't ride it, unfortunately. It is not a operating model. It's just there as a placeable, but it looks fantastic. Beautifully modelled. And over here at the Dunkerton grain elevator as well, we have our train sitting, waiting to be loaded up. So again, nice touch. Lovely bit of detail. And something else new, as you can see them passing there, we have traffic on the main road, and it doesn't hang about either. It's pretty impressive. That's going to add a whole new different dimension. Some nice models as well. Those trucks are nice. So this road now is seriously busy. You've got to have your wits about you. You've got to seriously keep an eye open for a gap in the traffic, because they are ruthless. They're moving at speed, and they do not stop particularly quickly. So take your chances when you're crossing the road. You've got to be careful there, or they will knock you for 6. So there you have it, folks. A brilliant update to this map. It just adds yet another dimension to what is, in my eyes, already one of the very, very best maps in Farming Simulator 19. As always, only available on PC, I'm afraid. There is just too much going on in here, too much detail for it to work on console, being a 4x map, and some of the textures that he's built into this just make it impossible to transfer over to console. So unfortunately, console guys, I'm very sorry. But for us lucky PC players, this is the map. This is absolutely the map you want to be on. It's phenomenal. One thing I do have to mention is you will have to do a new game save, which I know for PC players isn't the end of the world, but definitely recommend you doing that before you start playing with the new map. So from me, the Farm Sim Guy, on behalf of the entire Farming Simulator 19 community, a huge thank you to JS Mapping and everyone else that's contributed to building this map. I hope you have many, many hours of fun on it. I know I love this map, and we'll be back later on this week with another episode of Flint Hills. But for now, from me, the Farm Sim Guy, go get this downloaded, go and have some fun with it. And I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now.